Good morning. Today we are going to look at our learning targets that say I can read tricky words, I can spell words with the E sound. Remember, we're using that double E to make that E sound, and I can answer and ask questions about a story. Let's start off with our first learning target that says I can read tricky words. I will point to the word. I want you to read the word out loud. If I point here, I'll give you 3 seconds. When I snap, say the word. If I started here, you could tell your head, tell your hand, hold it up. When. This tricky word is when. Ready? Next word. Head, hand, word. Why? 2. Say. Which? I. No. Once. Said. Where? Are. Were. Oops. Here. There. Was. One. From. Of. All. The. A. He. She. We. Great job with your tricky words. Think about how you're doing with these tricky words. Did you get most of them? Good job, Cardinals. Why is it so important for us to be able to read these words quickly? These are words that don't look the way they sound, so we can't sound them out. These are also words that we're going to find in a lot of stories we read, where we might see them over and over and over. It's important for us to be able to read these words quickly, so it will help us to remember what we read. Remember, the whole goal of reading is not just to say words, it's to remember what we read. Some of our tricky words have letters that make the correct sound, and some of our tricky words do not. So let's go over all of our vowel sounds today and that new sound we've learned this week with the double E. Look at the first vowel. Your job is I can identify and say vowels. First vowel, echo me. Say I, I. E, A, A. O, A. U, This was our new sound. This is double E, says E. Great job, Cardinals. Now we're going to use that double E to help us with the learning target that says I can spell words with the sound E and E. We're going to be working with the E, double E, and short vowel E sound. So I'm going to say a word. You have to decide if it's a word with the sound E, or if it's a word with a sound, eh. If the word has E, we are going to use the double E. If the word has eh, we will use the short vowel eh, which is just one E. So if I said seed, you would say seed. You would say seed. 3 sounds. Think about the sounds. I heard S. What letter should I write? S. Then I heard E. Am I using the double E or short vowel E? The double E. I heard E. So on this line, I will write E, E, S, E, D. A D at the end. Blend and read that word with me. S-E-D. Seed. Great job. Let's look at our next word. Our next word will have 3 sounds. Before we start writing our next word, I want you to pause the video and go get a piece of paper and pencil so maybe you can write with me, just like we do in class when we play our baseball words. Good job. Welcome back. You have your pencil and paper? Maybe you have a marker or a crayon. That's okay. Ready? We're going to make one line for every sound. Our first word is 3 sounds. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. The word is, pencils down, hands up, say shed. Sh, e, d, shed. I put the rake in the shed. Ready? Shed. What's the first sound we hear? Sh. What 2 letters work together to make the sound sh? S, H. Let's think about our next sound. Sh, eh. Is it double E or 1 E? Yes, it is just 1 E because the sound was eh. Sh, eh, d. D. Blend and read that word with me. Sh, eh, d. Shed. Great job, Cardinals. Next word, 3 sounds. Make your lines go 1, 2, 3. Ready? Hands up. Catch my word. Say feet. Eat. Feet. You have 2 feet. Ready? Feet. Eat. Feet. Write the word. What did you put for the first sound? You wrote F. Ooh, think very hard. What is the middle sound? E. Is that double E or 1 E? Double E because the sound is E. Double E says E. Eat. T at the end. Blend and read the word to me. Eat. Feet. Great job. Next word, 3 sounds. Write your lines. 1, 2, 3. Pencils down, hands up. Cheek. E, k, cheek. His cheek was very red. Cheek. Think about that sound. Ch, ch, ch. What two letters say ch? C, H. What's the next sound? E. Is that double E or one E? Double E. Great job. Ch, E, k. It sounds like it could be a C, but it's not a C today. It's a K. Ch, E, k. Cheek. Let's read these 4 words we've made so far. Ready? Super readers, ready, read. Seed, shed, feet, cheek. How are these words the same? How are these words different? Great job, Cardinals. Let's look at the next group of words. Our next word has 4 sounds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pencils down, hands up. Say shelf. Sh, e, olf. Shelf. I saw an elf on the shelf. Shelf. Write the word. Sh, e, o, f. Shelf. What did you put for sh? S, H. What did you put for e? Just one E. Great job. What did you put for ul? What did you put for f? Do you see any digraphs? Yes. Do you have a blend or cluster? Ulf. Blend and read the word with me. Sh, e, ulf. Shelf. Great job. 3 more words to go. Next word, 3 sounds. 1, 2, 3. Pencils down, hands up. Say meet. M-E-T. Meet. It is nice to meet you. Meet. Write the word. What did you put for m? What did you put for E? Great job. Double E says E. What did you put for T? Lowercase t. Blend and read the word to me. M-E-T. Meet. Next word, 3 sounds. 1, 2, 3. Pencils down, hands up. Say met. M-E-T. Met. I met you yesterday. Met. Write the word. What did you put for m? What did you put for e? Just one E. What did you put for t? Good job, Cardinals. Blend and read the word to me. Et. Met. Kiss your brains. Now I want you to take a really good look at these two last words we made. Think very carefully. How are these words the same? They both have an M and a T, and they both have an E. How are these words different? Great job. One word has a double E, one word has a single E. That's the only thing that's different. We pronounce this word meat because it has the double E. We pronounce this word met because it only has one E. You are so smart. Kiss your brains. Our last word I want you to do on your own, and then I will do it with you. Our last word has 3 sounds. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Sheep. Sh, e, p. Sheep. I saw some sheep in the field. Sheep. Write the word. Great job. Tell me how to spell sheep. We put SH for sh, EE for E, and P at the end. Check your work. Did you get the word sheep? Give yourself a touchdown. How did you do spelling words with E and double E today? Thumbs up. Miss McKay, I feel pretty good. I can tell the difference when I need to use an E or a double E. I'm still a little shaky. I got a couple of them wrong, but I'm going to keep learning. How do you feel? Good job, Cardinals. Now, we're going to look at some words with those double E's. We saw some of these words yesterday, so I want you to read them to me. I will point to the word. I want you to read it out loud. If I pointed to this word, you would say L-E, Lee. Let's go down to the next word in blue. Lee, your turn. Sheep. Week. This word week is like a time period. This is like I had to go to school last week. This does not mean you are not strong. Ready? Next word. Feet. Oop, this one has an S on the end. Think about the best way to read that word. Weeds. Weeds are something that grows out of the ground and you don't want it in your garden. Next word. Free. Feel. Look at your blend. Sweet. Sweep. Remember we looked at the word sweet and sweep yesterday? We said that if something is sweet, we are not talking about a taste. We're saying that that means it's kind or gentle. And to sweep was a long continuous motion. like we can sweep something off of our arm with our hand. Great job! Today we're going to look back at our story called Red Ants. We are going to read our story, Red Ants, to figure out why Lee the sheep had a bad week. Ready? Let's listen to our story. Lee the sheep had a bad week last week. Red ants bit him on his legs and feet. Scott had to sweep the ants with his hand to get rid of them. Look right here. There are the red ants, and he is sweeping them off with his hand. Scott was mad at the ants. Ants, he said, Lee is a sweet sheep. Feel free to munch on plants and weeds, but not on Lee. One of the ants said, We feel bad. We will not munch on Lee. We will munch on plants and weeds. Our goal in listening to our story today was to be able to tell why Lee had a bad week. Remember when we answer questions that have circles next to them, like our page here? We want to fill in the bubble next to the correct answer. We don't do anything to the circle of the incorrect answers. Let's look at our very first question and find the important words in the question so we can go back into the text to find the answer. Number 1. Why was Lee's week bad? What were the important words? Lee's week bad. Let's go back into the text and see if we can find the word week. Lee the sheep had a bad week. I found the important words. Let's keep reading to figure out why. Last week, red ants bit him on his legs and feet. Stop. Why did Lee have a bad week? That's right. Red ants bit him on his legs and feet. Now let's go back to our page and find the correct answer on the page. When we work on our work like this, we don't have to guess if we have the right answer. We have already gone back into the text, so now we know. Let's look at the answer choices. A dog bit Lee. Is that what happened in the story? No, that's not right. A rat bit Lee. No, that's not what the story says. Red ants bit Lee. Yes, that's what we just read when we went back to find the answer in the text. So we will fill in this circle next to red ants bit Lee. Let's look at question 2. Scott swept the ants from Lee with... What are the important words in this question? Scott swept the ants. Good job. Let's go back into the text and see if we can find the word Scott and about him sweeping. Let's keep reading. Scott had to sweep the ants. Stop! We found it. We found sweep the ants. Let's keep reading to see what he used. Scott had to sweep the ants with his hand. What did he use to sweep the ants? His hand. Let's go back to our answer page and fill in the circle next to the correct answer. A brush? No, that was not in the text. His hand. Yes, that is what we just saw. A tree branch. No, that was not in the text. We will fill in the circle next to the answer, his hand. Next question. Scott said. That's not a question either. That's where we have to finish the sentence. Let's go back into our text and find where Scott starts to talk. Scott was mad at the ants. Ants, he said. I found where he started talking. Let's read to find out what he says. Lee is a sweet sheep. Feel free to munch on plants and weeds, but not on Lee. Now we have to go back to our answer choices. We need to see which answers match the text. Scott said, munch on Lee? No, that's not correct. He said, do not munch on Lee. Munch on sweets? No. He said Lee was a sweet sheep, not like candy. Munch on plants and weeds. Yes, that is what he said in the text. We'll fill in the circle next to munch on plants and weeds. Great job today with your page cardinals. I'm so proud of you for being able to go back into the text and find the answers. Why do you think it's so important to go back to the story to find the answers and not just try to remember? That could be. Since we're in stories that are a little bit shorter, they're a little easier to remember. And you might think, Miss McKay, I know that red ants bit Lee. Why do I have to go back into the text and look again? Because as you start to read longer stories and as you start to get into first grade, you're going to need to be able to go back into the text and find the answers because you're not going to remember it all the time. Also, because sometimes questions can be a little bit sneaky. You can think an answer is correct, but they really could be tricking you. So make sure you go back to the text every time. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wonder whether or not you got the answer right if you go find the answer in the story. I'm so proud of you. You're doing a great job. Now, I want to see if you can come up with some questions to ask your parents from the story. Remember your question words: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Great job, Cardinals. Have fun being the teacher and asking questions about our story, Red Ants. I'll see you next time. Bye, love bugs.